Hello friends. Well, here we are again, and today we're going to do Cynthia Lummis on U.S. Senator, I think. We did a read on her, and now we're going to do what would the cards like to say to her? What would Bitcoiners like to say to her, since she's representing us in a fashion? What would Bitcoiners like to say to Cynthia Lummis? So, here we go. My happiness is a choice I make. My happiness is a choice I make. That's fun. So, as an elected official who relies on us to vote on whether she has her job or not, that's a fun card to have. Okay, what else? Cynthia Lummis. Stop looking outside yourself for the answers. You already know them. Well, that's fun. She probably knows what we want to say. Maybe. It would be good if that were true. I mean, if someone's going to represent you, they should know what you think and how you feel and what you want to say before you even say it. Because they've talked to 6 other people and they've said it too. That's good. Maybe she does have her finger on the pulse, as they say. As a public official and a Virgo. I think that's probably true. Depends on her source of info. Okay, what are we going to say to Cynthia Lummis? Teaching. Teaching. I guess she's teaching us. Let's see. Maybe we're teaching her. Maybe we're teaching each other. As it should be. 14. Oop, 18, too far. Teaching. The situation you are inquiring about encourages teaching, whether it be student, teacher, parent, child, or just friend to friend. We are all of us learning and teaching constantly when we are maintaining a high vibration energetically. Never despair that the seeds you have planted have failed to take root. They may be taking time to germinate, or they may have migrated to another field. Do not plant seeds with the expectation of an outcome. Disengage from the attachment to the outcome of the situation and move on. A farmer doesn't sit down next to the seeds he plants waiting for them to sprout. What a recipe for disappointment. He plants them and moves on. Never once does he second guess if he was doing the right thing in the right way. He simply does what he is called to do and trusts that the fruits of his labor will be what they are supposed to be. This card also encourages a more formal teaching experience. Look for ways you can enrich others' lives through sharing your expertise and knowledge. Well, teaching. She's a public person, a public official, so teaching. Aren't we all teaching in everything that we do? Our movements, our actions, our teaching. We live by example. Teaching. Be the change you wish to see in the world, living by example. Okay. Well, I was doing this read about Dick Algier, and the camera just shut off. So, anyway, there's that. I don't know why. It just shut off. And I have a candle burning, so the space is cleared. Oh, I got this great new little bell. It's great for clearing energy. Okay, anyway, what are we saying to Cynthia? What are we saying to you, my dear woman? What would the cards like to say to Cynthia Lummis? Uh-oh. Is the whole deck upside down? Yes. moving out of troubled water, moving away from circumstances that no longer serve us, moving away from troubled water, moving to safety. Well, that's good. We are moving to safety. What's the challenge? King of Pentacles. Yeah, becoming sovereign, becoming a grounded leader, a human being with wealth. Coming from the sun. Ooh, okay. Goals. Page of Wands. Okay, and going to Ten of Wands. And tools. Lots of nasty swords. Never-ending nightmare. Ten of Wands, carrying a heavy burden. Interesting. Okay, how do we see ourselves in terms of what's happening here? We are strength, yes, beautiful. And the environment is such that, good, yeah, money and Bitcoin is available. Ten of Cups, wow, what a reading this is. Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment, wishes being realized. Final outcome. Yep, hodling. Okay. Well, that was quite a reading. All right. So we come from here. We are moving at. This is what we're telling Cynthia. We're moving out of troubled waters. We're able to turn our backs on things that no longer serve us, and move to a safer place. The challenge is we're trying to get here, but we don't have the resources to get here as fast as we'd like to. But that's changing, I believe. We come from, being amazing sovereign people who are born into this world with so much potential, but we're forced to carry a heavy burden. There's just so much that is required of us to just even live that it's not fair. We want to begin to be active on our own behalf, start a path of sovereignty, but all we have is the nightmare of our past and, what's continuing to occur. We just look out of our window and see the world sort of, destroying itself on purpose. We are strength incarnate. This is a major arcana, so they're not kidding when they say strength. And the environment is that there's a lot of wealth around us. We just have to be able to figure out how to access it. And that's what we're trying to do. We're going toward wish fulfillment. In fact, many of us are starting to, receive our wishes and receive our receive our desires. And, the goal is hang on to what you have, and, it's okay. It'll be all right. They can't take it. Just hang on. Hold on to it. It's yours now. So that's interesting. That's what we would tell her as Bitcoiners. That's the one thing that we can hold on to is our sovereignty, our wealth, our Bitcoin, because all those things are connected. But I think what's most interesting is we're this is the challenge. We're trying to get here. Where we get is only this far, but that's pretty good. We're, you do this enough and eventually you're here. very optimistic. Wishes realized, wish fulfillment realized, hopefully. That's the hopes and fears. But that's interesting, coming from this magnificent person being born into this reality on this realm, and yet we are so heavily burdened, and all we have are, the memories and the nightmares. But there's so much other really great stuff going on that if you don't know where to look for it, you won't see it. So, okay. I guess that's what we're telling Cynthia. Don't get caught up in the BS of it. But I guess, we need help getting here. If she can do that in any fashion, I believe she's doing that, especially being a Bitcoin supporter. She's doing that for herself, too. It's not just a political stance. She is doing that for herself, and realizing all of the things that we have to realize as well along the way. But what an opportunity, what a great time to be alive. What an opportunity stands before us, if you can see it. My happiness is a choice I make, yeah, buy Bitcoin. A win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. Full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. The full moon in Libra, the sign of partnership, of falling in love, and of closely relating to someone else. Since full moons are about climaxes and conclusions, this card suggests you're either about to start a new relationship or on that important existing relationship is changing somehow, perhaps coming to an end or moving to a new level of commitment. It's important to remember that people come to us for a reason, and sometimes just for a season. If a relationship is ending now, it's doing so at the right time, so try not to fight it. This card can also refer to a professional relationship. There is a sense that you need to balance your ego with someone else's needs. A win-win outcome is possible with give and take. Doing so might be the answer to your question. Let go of that which is falling away. See the other person through the eyes of love. It will change your perspective. It's time for you to make a firm decision, time for you to focus on yourself for a while. Look after yourself, but avoid vanity. Now it's a great time for a makeover. No matter when you pull this full moon in Libra card, it encourages you to find a balance between your desires and those of the people around you. Balance is a very Libran energy, and the full moon brings it to a peak. Dramas and upsets bring partnerships to the fore. Libra energy also brings love energy. Negotiations are easier. Well, that's a nice card for her. Negotiations are easier. Full moon in Libra. Okay, and what is the last animal card to represent our message to Cynthia Lummis? It's fun because this message speaks to her directly as who she is, but it's communicating what we are experiencing. But it's almost like a conversation, and she's saying, yes, I'm experiencing these things too. I understand, and I know what's out there. I'm being informed of what's out there. I'm trying to grease the wheels, so to speak. Like she said, she's always talking to people. Talking and talking, always. Teaching. That's kind of who she is. Not kinda, that is who she is. She's an educator. Tarantula. Watching and waiting. Okay. Well, that's interesting and fun. At a crossroad, claiming life's purpose. The tarantula represents a moment when a great decision must be made. It involves prioritizing your life's deeper purpose or dharma. A habit or a routine from the past is sidetracking you from your dream. Yet a voice inside keeps begging you to refocus your attention in order to find true happiness. You must choose dharma. Until you do, satisfaction will be fleeting. The tarantula hovers, patient and calm, like an old friend that knows your inner soul. It already knows you'll choose wisely. Follow your intuition. Well, there you go, Cynthia Lummis. That was a nice reading for you. It was good information. It was good information for us, too. It kind of summed up, if we could say something, what would we say to you? There's enough major arcana here, strength and the sun, that it seems like there's, some oomph to the message. Cards we've seen before. Anyway, thank you for listening. Like, share, subscribe, and I guess that's it. It was a quickie today. Thank you, Cynthia Lummis, for doing what you do. See you tomorrow.